Muchísimas gracias por sintonizar a Talking Rock en Español. Estamos transmitiendo desde la ciudad más feliz del mundo, Anaheim, California. Yo soy su servidor, Héctor Robles, y a mi lado está
Cristian Mejía.
Y vamos a hablar rock en español. All right, we're here at the hospital right now with Christian doing the next podcast. Kind of doing it live, I guess you would say.
No, we're just being spontaneous about it, you know, being a little bit optimistic. Things are going just fine, you know, just a little setback, you know. Surgery scheduled to be performed tomorrow, July 30th, but it got postponed to the following, which is July
Wednesday,
31st, right?
July, is it
Is
30?
it July 31st or is it July or
It's on Wednesday.
You know, but it's all good, you know. It's just nothing really major, just
All right, dude. All right. Make your announcement already. You've been fucking holding out on everyone in the podcast for quite a long time. Just say what you're doing already.
not doing much, man. You know, just I decided to take a little break from doing the podcast and focused in doing something I always wanted to do, you know. I mean,
You started doing porn movies now, or what?
that's actually one of the things I wanted to do. I really wanted to film porn. Just because I have quite an imagination that I think I can take porn to the next level.
Really? I heard you're doing ATM movies.
Oh,
You would only
I
get
didn't
that if you're a true porn addict, my friend. I guess since it is a podcast, I guess we could say what it is, right?
yeah, what is ATM?
It's A to mouth.
Got it.
You could use your imagination what the A stands for.
Okay.
But
Well, yeah, I don't know any of the terminologies or any phrases how people categorize these
Don't
things.
ask me how I learned the shit. Wikipedia, bro. Wikipedia.
All right. But yeah, getting back into things, you know, it's when I came into the scene, I was always fascinated by listening to the people that started talking how some of the good old times used to be. Also about how many people would go to shows.
Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt. There's sirens in the back. We just want to give everyone a little visual in their imagination of where we're at. We're sitting in a hospital room, and Christian is wearing his little muumuu that they give you at the hospital. So just giving you guys a little bit of a visual.
Ass crack not showing. I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing PJs. But
Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just needed to give that visual.
listening to some of the people, you know, talking about how many people used to attend the shows back in the days, back in the old days, back in the good old days, what they call it, which it was back in the mid 90s, early 2000s. I was always intrigued by it, and I always felt like, you know, people should have been documenting this kind of material. Obviously, I came in the picture way after that. You know, I came in the late 2006, but I always ended up having, like, you know, a really good time, learned a lot of it, you know, seeing a lot of different things with what rock en español it really is. And I decided that I wanted to do a documentary about this. And that's where I'm at, you know. I think it's finally here. I've been very blessed to be surrounded by by talented people, a good, you know, a really great team. That it took me about a year to develop this team, you know, and I'm very pleased, very satisfied the way things are going. You know, we're moving forward. Been shooting, learning a lot of things from them, you know, and look forward to the future. And I can't wait until we put this out there on film at the theater and showcase it, and let's see where it leads, you know.
So the big news is that there's this documentary of rock en español on its way. What's kind of your perspective on this? Is this rock en español overall, like the whole in all the Latin countries, or is this just in Southern California, or
It's
what?
just in Southern California how it was. I think we're here at the Mecca place in the this is the Epic Center, and I strongly believe that a lot of things generated here from LA, and this is one of them. The movement has started here, and that's one of the things I would like to see, that I would like for the viewers, to look, to see, what we're going to bring into the table, to the screen.
Nice. All right, with that announcement, I guess we could get going on the podcast. I know it's been quite a long time since the last one that came out, and people have been wondering where we've been hiding. Well, I guess first of all, to start out, I remember in some of the earlier podcasts I had asked you, I'm like, hey, how many times should you play? How many times should a band play in their neighborhood, or should they be playing 5 times, a month, 10 times? What is it? And it's funny because now that I've been kind of going out and doing all this stuff, I came to the realization that it's however many times it takes for you to polish your game. And I see bands playing like
Repetitively.
non-stop, dude. And they're back at square one. I don't want to say that they suck, because you could see the passion in these bands. You could see all the hard work they're putting in. But it's like it's a hamster in a hamster wheel, because they're not stopping and fixing the problems that the band still has. It's been a very interesting journey so far with our band. I mean, we've fixed a lot of stuff, and there's still some stuff that, at this point, it requires money. It really does. I mean, I've come to the straight realization that you have to tour, man. There's no doubt about it in my mind. You have to tour.
When you say tour, what do you mean by that? Where do you want to tour, and how do you want to tour? What do you?
Well, basically, you need to go everywhere else. I guess this is what I've come to realize. What your local vicinity and your local clubs are good for, it almost feels like they don't respect you. They don't respect the music. They don't respect the effort that you're putting in, the local crowds, because it almost feels like they're like, oh, it's just the local guys. I mean, I see them down at the grocery store, whatever. They're not they're not mana. But when you go and you play other places, like we've been, out to Bakersfield, to a little bit further than Orange County, maybe like 3 hours away, you start to see people like even treat you a little bit different, man. Like you actually get a fucking green room instead of standing outside the club with your shit right outside, until the next band gets off. I don't know, man. It's just, you could tell that people are excited about having music, and they're not quite as jaded as they might be here in Orange County or in LA
LA.
County, man. So it's interesting. I think that I definitely want to go to Mexico, dude. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that we have to go there. I mean, it's there's no doubt, dude. There's no doubt we have to tour. We have to go to where all the, other places besides here, I guess you could say.
That's of course. That's absolutely. You have to. It's like you're talking about branding yourself, but it's touring, and you may be like, but it's going to be expensive to tour. But it's also expensive staying in the same place, and it's crazy to stay at the same place doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and again, and you don't even gain any fans. It's a risk that you also have to take. You have to go on the road. You have to take your show out there. You need to let people know that it's like, I'm here. Some of you guys, some people think like, well, that's what the internet is for. I can, YouTube, I can do this. Yes, it's another great tool, but people need to see that interaction. You have to connect with people. That one-on-one conversation that you have, if you share a beer, if you a handshake, or like, a pat on the back, whatever it is, people will remember you. They will, and they will get, they will talk about you. It's not just the visual, you have that connection. It's like, that's one of the things that the presidents do, like, when they're up for during the presidency, they tour. They have to go to places because people need to listen to them. They need to see what they have to say. They need to value their opinions, whatever it is. But in this case, you are basically going out there, branding your name, showcasing your show, your talent. Performing your music, connecting with the audience, and that's one of the things that everyone needs to do. Is it expensive? Yes. How serious are you? It's up to you. When you start developing your act and saying like, you know what, I want to take it to the next level, and then you see you going out on the road, that's when you're like, I'm really serious about this. I want to keep going at it. And it doesn't matter like, you're going to be like this super mega star like in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It still develops. It takes quite a long time, maybe 10 years. But at least you're going to be doing something that you love, and that's performing, playing your music in front of an audience and having those fans. So,
Yeah, well, one of the things that I think a lot of bands don't really realize is they go out there and they play, and they're like, "Oh, how did we do? Was a great show. There was a lot of people here." But in reality, did you really touch those people?
it doesn't matter, motherfucker, if there's only like two people.
Yeah.
It doesn't really
matter.
give a shit how great your performance was if there's no people.
That's actually what happened to me with one of my cousins. I told him, I'm like, "Hey, how great's my performance?" And he's like, "It doesn't matter, dude. There fucking wasn't anybody here." And I mean, that's kind of, it fucking hurts, dude. But the truth is that they're telling you the truth, man. And you gotta get those fans, and you gotta get those fans. And if fans aren't coming out to your shows here, then you need to stop, reevaluate, and then say, okay, how am I gonna get these fans? Because the truth is, getting signed by a record label, it doesn't mean shit, because they can't get you fans. I mean, they can't fucking perform magic, Well, they could try, but and that's a whole different thing with their.
No, well, I mean, they have the money, they have the resources to do it, but regardless, I mean, if you can do it yourself, you don't need to be tied up to a record label. So,
I mean, and I'm not saying that record labels are bad, because I mean, it's. I think there's a misconception with record labels as well, that they're the evil one, that they're evil, but I just kind of see it like they're your business partners. And I think that you have to have enough respect for yourself to say, okay, if you're going to be my business partner, okay, we both need a win. And if we can both win out of this situation, then it's good business. And not really think of it of like, oh shit, I got signed, now I've made it, I'm at the top of the mountain. Nah, dude, they're giving you a shot on the undercard of the boxing match, like, so people can see you, but you still have to perform, you still have to put on a show. And probably you got to put on a fucking better show than the main band, or the main attraction, because
it's your turn to go out.
Exactly, it's your turn to be the show, to steal the show of the night,
to be recognized.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's interesting, man. It's a lot of work. I used to think like, all right, man, so a normal person will put in 40 hours of work, but I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a musician, and I'm gonna put in 60 to 80 hours. In reality, dude, you have to put in like 120 plus hours. I mean, you can't even fucking sleep. Serious shit, dude. You gotta be at work thinking about your business plans for your music. That's how crazy this shit gets. But another thing too, man, is you gotta be strategic. You gotta think of it like a business. Like, you wouldn't jump into getting your own restaurant and just not learning anything and just saying, here's all the money, let's fucking open it up. Like, nah, you gotta do your research. You gotta find. I mean, you're not gonna open up a fucking bacon shop in the middle of a Muslim community. It's just that's fucking retarded. So, you got to do the same type of research with your music. Like, okay, where can I take this where I might be able to get more fans, and try it. And if it doesn't work, then fucking try something else. But not keep on trying the same shit over and over just because it's comfortable, or because you get calls from people saying, hey, we got this show over here, you want to roll? Like, I guess you got to get to that point where you say, well, why the fuck am I doing the show? Is it doing anything for me? Or am I just going out partying, fucking drinking beer and
Sometimes that's what I see. That a lot of bands use it just like it's like their little weekend, like the weekend warrior kind of type. They just go out there, perform, have drinks, and that's it. And then maybe they're happy. That's all they want. But I mean, it's I think they kind of hurt themselves in a way because nobody's respecting them, just like what you said earlier. And again, it's just like a little hamster going on the same little spinning.
One thing I do have to say is that I understand the weekend warrior shit because that's what I'm doing. I mean, in reality, that's what I'm doing because I'm not. Yeah, I play Thursday shows. I play, between the week shows, Wednesdays. But the thing is that you have to dabble your feet into different spots to see what's working and then go, okay, I'm going to go full balls out that way. One of the things that even as bands we're not doing is weekend touring. Like just going out and fucking playing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then coming back to work on Monday. We're not even willing to do that. I think that's where you have to start, dabbling your feet in the fucking deep end of the pool and seeing, how you're handling shit there. It's too much for just a band to handle. You have to put your team together. You have to have a promoter who really actually cares. And I think ultimately you even have to tell the promoter that you don't give a fuck about the money. What you want him to do is to put you in front of people. And then you will do your fucking job. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm, talking to different promoters and stuff like that. And I say fuck the money at this point. Because what the fuck is $50 going to do for me? Like, keep the $50, man. I don't give a shit about that. Get me in front of 100 people, 200 people. And that's what I want, Because then at least I can show them what I have.
And you're exposed.
And let them decide if I suck or not,
That's, one of the things. And, again, here's just an idea for all of you. Look into the census. Check out the stats. Look at the states. Look at the cities. Look at the demographics where Hispanic populations are. That's one of the things you guys can do. Research that. And you don't have to go all the way to across the U.S., but it helps when you research this.
Although I do have to tell you something, man. Sometimes the crowd that you think that you need to play with, or how should I say, that you need to play to, is not necessarily the crowd that digs your shit. And I think a perfect example of that is Osomatli. Osomatli, at least from my view, they have a lot of the Anglo community, man. A lot of the Anglo community like their music. And it's interesting because we played a show with our band and it was like a community show at a park. And we ran out of CDs. It was like, I couldn't fucking believe it. And not that I'm being racist, I'm just stating the true facts. White people bought more CDs from us than Latinos have bought throughout, since we've been selling CDs, dude.
So how can that be a racist comment?
Well, I'm just saying, like, people are like, oh, why is he calling us white? I don't know, dude. I'm just saying, a lot more of the Anglo community has been supporting us, which is completely weird, dude, because...
But it's a good thing.
No, it's definitely a good thing, man. We even have, like, black people that are like, man, I really dig your shit. I don't understand what the fuck you're saying, but I really dig your shit. And to me, it's really cool to be able to see people from different nationalities and that don't even understand what you're singing about, but you can touch them. Like, with your music, you're really touching them. And they see the professionalism. They see what you're doing. And that kind of just tells us that we're on the right path, And it's just, we got to keep on chugging, man. We got to keep on doing what we're doing. And obviously, we're still making mistakes, from our image situation. I mean, I know that's probably our biggest weakness. Everything costs money, dude. Like, I mean, another of our weaknesses are better promotions, dude. We need to go out and talk to all these people, have stickers, have, merchandising so people can support you, because that's one of the things that I've complained about other bands, that I really dig these certain bands, but they don't have their shit together. I can't buy their T-shirt to support the band that I like. And I go on their website. Their website isn't updated. It's just a lot of little things, and I understand, man. It's so much work that sometimes you just want to throw your arms up and say, I'm fucking done with this shit, man. I just want to play music, and that's what I want to do. But you have to realize that this is a business, and you got to run your business and play your music, because you're the only one who can do it. No one else is gonna come by and do it for you, man.
Well, sometimes you have other options. You don't, if you have like a couple spare CDs or a couple of stickers left over, whatever it is that you have. Let me give you a good example. Obviously a couple of weeks ago we went over there to before Reventon. We went to go see Alex Lora.
Oh yeah.
At La Curazao. Lots of people hungry for fucking rock en español. Two problems. The people there don't know that there's a scene going on, that there are bands performing here, and the bands are not even out there promoting themselves. That was the most ridiculous, the most sad and pathetic thing, because it's like a golden opportunity. Over 300 people, easily, that you can say, hey man, like, you know what, I'm in a rock band, I'm this, we're gonna play here, come join us, or this.
Here's a sticker, here's some of our music.
Here's our music, and so on. Perfect way.
And you could tell that those guys are diehard fans. The fans,
they are hungry, dude.
Dude, and I remember telling you when we were there filming this stuff, I was like, fuck, dude, I need to be here handing out my music right now. And, we were taking care of other business, but it's almost unbelievable that bands aren't jumping on this. And I think that bands think that they're only gonna get fans by playing their music, and it's like, nah, man. When you're not playing your music and you're not at rehearsal, you need to be out hustling. You need to be out at where other bands, especially big bands like T.R.E.E., which has a fucking diehard audience. You need to be there handing out your music, shaking hands, and like I had said before, kissing babies, bro. So, I saw that opportunity, and these opportunities are a lot, man. There's a lot of them where, Los Enanitos Verdes are playing at the House of Blues. Why isn't there bands standing outside once they come out, the fans come out? Why? I don't understand it, man. And I think that sometimes these bands, I don't mean to be a dick, but I question this. Are they too much of a prima donna? That they're like, oh, we're already rock stars. They're like, we don't want to be seen handing out CDs. I wonder if that's the mentality, or do they just, is it just a rookie mistake? I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes I see some arrogance in some bands, dude, where you're like...
I think it's a little bit of arrogance, and also at the same time they're caught up in the moment where if they're inside the club enjoying the show, they forget about the shit that they're doing. And I'm telling you, because I've seen it. I've seen it with a couple of bands, and it's like, okay, this is a golden opportunity. Let me go out there and promote. But just get a security guard. Who gives a shit, man? Just go ahead and try it.
One of the things that I've noticed that whenever I'm taking photos or I'm doing anything with you, or when I've been to any other places, is act like you fucking belong there, like you're supposed to be doing that shit. When we were doing the video stuff for T.R.E.E., and the security guard came up to me, I didn't say sorry. I said, I'm with the press, and the guy left me alone. It's like, you gotta act like you fucking belong there, dude. You gotta act like he's fucking up, not you. And I think you gotta do the same shit in your music. You gotta have that confidence of fuck whatever the security guard's gonna say. I'm just say I'm with one of the bands, and just keep on handing out your shit, almost till they kick your ass out of the fucking club for handing out shit. Like, you just gotta not give a fuck, man. And I think that people forget that this is rock and roll, dude. It's not fucking opera, You gotta go out there and fucking... I don't know, I'm cussing like crazy. It's just, I'm so passionate about this shit, because just this little bit of time that I've been away from the podcast, it's really giving me a lot of insight, man. It slapped me in the face quite hard, And I just want other bands to see this, see exactly what the perspective, I guess, that I'm looking at it, because I think a lot of bands might be maybe sometimes talking shit on other bands, and I've caught myself doing that. I'm not gonna say I haven't, but I think we need to stop doing that shit and be more supportive of each other. Because if we are, man, the whole scene comes up, and if the whole scene comes up, I mean, there's plenty of cake for everyone, bro. You know, and that's kind of the way I see it, and I truly do think that the
It'll be
cage is
like
being rattled, man. It's being rattled right now, but when this shit starts happening, we gotta be ready. We gotta be ready to fucking deliver a good show, or else it's just everything's just gonna fall right back down.
it's gonna be a long way to the top again. You know, to try to revive it, as people say that the scene is dead, but there is a scene. The scene is not. The scene is not dead. The scene is there. It's just making it come to life. You know, give it that element of life. You know, I mean, it's there. It's not dead. Again, you know, and sometimes, yeah, I guess. You know what? I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna come out like an asshole. Maybe I do at times, but it's like, it's just because I would like to see the bands, you know, get their shit together and be like, you know what, dude, that's cool. This, I know that band, fucking playing the Greek Theater, or any of those venues and stuff, the Staples Center, whatever the fuck it is, like, you know, like a 5,000 capacity, that would be amazing. And that's like always been one of the, I think it's been one of the things, one of the dreams I would like to see become reality for
But you know what,
this.
Christian? I'm gonna throw a little rock your in your vicinity a little bit, and not necessarily to you, man, because I think you're one of the few promoters that actually took your job very serious. I have to say that the bands either have to do one of two things. They gotta cut out the middleman being the promoter, and because a lot of these guys are doing a very bad job. A lot of them. I'm not saying all of them. A lot of the promoters, man, they're doing a very bad job. And the thing is that there's no trust between the promoters and the bands anymore. Like they've been fucked so many times that it's very hard to work like that. And the bands don't know what the fuck they're doing because they're not promoters. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's a catch-22 in this situation. And not making excuses, I'm just saying that that's one of the problems that needs to be resolved. Either, you know, you have to find yourself, you know, good promoters. And like I said, I'm actually working with some promoters right now that, you know, so far they've been pretty legit with me. So.
Well, I think you just set up a pretty good example earlier, you know, when you said, fuck the $50, you know, put me in front of a bigger crowd. Because at least, all right, they're doing their job, they're going to get paid, they're going to get their money. But once you deliver and you make that and you gain those fans, then you can get something out of it, you know. And then the promoter, I mean, promoters will always, you know, there are some that will basically say, I'll get you next time. I'll give you a better slot, or the next time I compensate you, I give you better pay. Whatever it is, it's just a matter of communicating with them, you know. But I think there's some good promoters out there too. Some within the scene, you know, that you know, again, it's like, you know, you're playing the same things over and over and over and over again. Give everyone else a try, you know. You have to, you know, you gotta explore it. It's a big world out there. You just can't be living in this little hut.
It's amazing all the stuff that I've kind of just learned, man. I thought I knew stuff, and then the more you play this fucking rabbit hole, it just keeps on going and going, man. And it takes you to all these places that you wouldn't even realize that you would go. And it's like, I can't believe that these are the people that are helping me when I thought that the people that would be helping me were these other people. And it's just, like I said, the rabbit hole is crazy, man. It's like the fucking movie The Matrix, dude. It's just, you don't see the different shit coming at you, you know? It's crazy, man. That's all I can say at this point. And it's funny, one of the things I'm kind of going to bring this up a little bit. The devil in music thing. A question that you gave me the other day, because I was telling Christian that I had a dream about the devil. And that I told him that the devil came in my dream and told me that whatever I'd want, that he'd give it to me. Obviously for your fucking soul, you know? And me personally, I don't think it's just a fucking dream. I think it's for reals. I mean, I think think dreams are a lot. We don't quite understand a lot of the shit in dreams, but it was nuts, man. Because Christian was telling me that if you know that rock and roll, if that's the domain of the devil, why do you keep on doing it? And I just tell him, man, because I feel that it's kind of like rock and roll's kind of like it's like a knife. You could kill somebody with it, so you can fill somebody with negativity and, you know, bad vibes, I guess you can say. But it could also cut your food that you're gonna eat and let you live. So I think that music is spiritual power, man. I think that a lot of bands forget this shit or don't really realize this, that you're holding true power if you can manipulate, you know, music, and not in an evil way. I'm saying that, how should I put it? It's spirituality. When you could touch people's soul with music, but that's having a little bit of mastery in your art of music. And I truthfully think that there's a lot of shit, man. And I know I'm gonna go into my conspiracy theory shit, but I mean I do a lot of research on spirituality, and if you come out to one of our shows, you know, you could see the passion that all of us in the band we put towards it. But I come to realize that once you've reached that level where you can be playing music and people feel like they're out of their body, that's like the beginning of you mastering your art. And I know I'm kind of just, it sounds like I'm rambling on and stuff, but it's one of those things that I experienced, and that I come to realize that no matter what, man, if they pay me or if they don't, this is the reason I love playing music. And I hope that the rest of the bands can reach, you know, that spirituality as well, because it's fucking undescribable, man. You can't describe it with words. It's just, it touches people's souls. So that's what I've learned so far in this little journey of rock en español. Any other cool shit you gotta say, Christian?
No, I think it's just very interesting though that we kind of started talking on that topic about rock and being the devil's music and stuff. It's I'll leave it up to the people, you know, so they can get their own perspective. It's just rock and roll, you know. I mean, I love rock and roll too, and I don't believe it's the devil's music, but at times I have to say that when I listen to AC/DC, I do feel a fucking weird vibe, dude.
Or what about Hotel California, dude?
I don't even know what the fuck it means, dude. Whatever, dude. It's a good song. But
no, you listen to Hotel California, bro, and you can't tell me that you don't get chills when you listen to that fucking song.
No, I really don't. Dude, I never did. I never did. Seriously, I never did.
I do, man. And, I get chills when I listen to that
I'll tell you what, though, dude, and this is one of the things I did when I was a kid, when I started getting involved in music, and I started purchasing my own albums. It was Slayer, Iron Maiden, and all these, you know, Venom, and all of these, like, you know, hard metal bands and stuff, right? I ended up getting a collection of them. I would say probably within the 3 months that I collected this, because, you know, I was dressing up like a metalhead, like, you know, I had my leather jacket with my Levi's jacket, like totally a stoner and shit, right? And anyways, I was very involved, and I started having fucking nightmares, dude. I started having nightmares of this thing, dude. And, like, you know, Eddie popping out, you know, from the cover of Iron Maiden, you know, the hell, and like, you know, all this kinds of shit, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you,
and you know, bro, what I did?
You started praying.
I fucking threw away the albums.
Did you really?
I threw away all my albums, dude, at that time. The one that freaked me out the most, in which I still fucking love the album, dude, it was Slayer. I love the band. But I couldn't. And then it happened again, dude. Back in the... it happened when Marilyn Manson released Jesus Christ Superstar. I bought the fucking album, and I had the nightmares, dude, again. of being pulled, being like, like this shit just hunting me, dude.
See, and you know what?
And I threw the fucking CD away.
I think that a lot of people, and I'm not being like, trying to give anyone a sermon on fucking rock and roll, whatever, but I think that people think that this shit doesn't exist, man. That the devil is a fucking something that's fake that they put in there to scare children. But I don't know, man. I think that that's the trick of the whole situation. Like I told you, my dream with having the devil appear to me and offer me whatever I wanted. Man, that's some fucking creepy shit, dude. It gives me chills to this day to think about that shit. And I don't know. I see a lot of shit, dude. I see a lot of creepy shit. And that's why I'm telling you, dude. I know for a fact that music, it's a gift and it's so powerful that you can manipulate sound like that. That I think that that's the tool that the devil's coming after, dude. And I mean, people may think I'm crazy because this guy's fucking thinking that the devil exists, but I think that that's the fucking trick of it all, bro. That they make you think that the devil doesn't exist, but I think he's after everyone, and I just find it fucking creepy that should happen to me. I don't know what it means, man. And I keep on having dreams of the devil coming to me in my dreams, dude. And it's
better go to church and pray, motherfucker.
I fucking pray every day, dude. I kid you not, man. I fucking pray every fucking day, dude. I mean,
well, ironically, we're talking about this shit, and you have a song that it's called "El Diablo es Verde." So
yeah, but I mean that one talks about how greed and the love of greed is the devil, you know.
But you have his fucking name in there, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, I keep on writing shit about the devil, dude, and it's like the devil comes to me in my fucking dreams. Like, I can't stop the motherfucker. Like, almost he's stalking me. It's nuts, bro. That's all I could say. It's fucking nuts.
Gotta get motherfucking Luther in there, dude.
Put some fucking holy water and shit, but I don't know. I think that dreams are definitely more than what they seem to be as well. And I haven't really told that many people this, but I guess all of the world knows now. I mean,
everybody listens to the podcast and be like, okay, that's one weird motherfucker.
I don't know, man, but I basically.
No, I'm sure people have something.
Man.
I'm sure people have something in common too, because, listen, like I told you, I went and I had all these albums. I bought them. I had these nightmares. I throw them away, and then years later, I ended up buying them again. But I came to a conclusion where it's just like. It's just a fucking artwork or to whatever. That's it. And I don't take it too much deep, Although when I listen to it, I mean, I get pumped up. I'm like, it's cool, but
hear the music, dude. Hear the music of AC/DC, and I bet you it still gives you fucking chills.
It pumps me up, man. It doesn't give me chills anymore. It's just like, okay, cool. I think I'm able to.
Don't get me wrong, dude. I mean, I love rock and roll like the next guy, but it just, to me, it makes me think sometimes like this is dangerous water you're walking into. I mean, like I've said before, man. I really think that us as musicians, we're shaman, dude, and you're fucking around with serious shit. Like,
it's power.
It is, dude. It is, and
it's power because. God gave those voices to the black people so they can communicate. So nobody can understand them.
Just so you guys know, we're not smoking weed right now, but...
And it's not the fucking drugs in the hospital. It's not. But that was a gift from God to the African Americans.
Not the African American. I don't think America was made.
Well, I mean, to the brother, to the brothers and sisters.
So what do you think, man? What do you think about this whole situation with rock and roll and the devil?
I think it does exist, but at this moment it's a whole bunch of bullshit. No, I don't know. It does exist, but I don't know. I don't take it serious. I enjoy rock and roll, dude.
Like I said, don't get me wrong. I enjoy rock and roll as well, but I think that you're playing with fire. You know what I'm saying? Like you're no longer playing in the sandbox.
Here's the question, dude. Okay, so if we're talking about this, right? Do you think if it's true, like with some of your theories, or like some of the stuff that we were watching on YouTube the other day, if it's true, anyone from our culture will get involved with something like that.
I, you mean that would get involved in rock and roll?
Latino, with what we were listening to on YouTube, what we were
Oh,
watching.
you mean with like the whole Illuminati shit?
Uh-huh.
Dude, that is a crazy shit, man. See, this is the thing that even like going down that rabbit hole that trips me out the most. There's this website. It's called Vigilant Citizen, and this guy puts up, and you know what? I'm gonna link the picture so people can see this shit. And this is why it gets creepier and creepier the further down you go down this rabbit hole. This guy put up
like fucking Tremors, dude.
Dude, we'll get closer to the mic over here because you're sitting a little too far, but check it out. This guy puts up a picture of the MTV Awards when Pink was performing. I can't remember if it was like 2004. Truthfully, I don't remember, but they have her doing the show, and it's a weird looking fucking set, but she has one of her leg pants rolled up. She's got a noose around her neck, like a rope with a noose on it, and it looks like just a fucking ceremony. Like, you're like, what the fuck is this? And then this guy puts a photo of the Masonic book, and it's the same fucking ceremony, and they're putting this shit on fucking the MTV awards, dude, the music awards. So I mean, this, like, they're putting a fucking Masonic ritual on live television, dude. I mean, that tells you where a lot of the mainstream music is fucking going, dude. Like, you can't even believe this stuff, dude. It's almost like this can't possibly be true. Another big one that they did was the Super Bowl. If you look at the Super Bowl, Madonna did some shit just recently with like an Egyptian pharaoh shit. And you look at, I forgot what book, but like I said, it's in that Vigilant Citizen website. I'll go ahead and try to pull it to link to our website. But you look at the picture, and you look at the ceremony that they're having in the middle of the Super Bowl, and it's the same ceremony that I think it was from it might have been the Illuminati ceremony. I'm not sure, dude, but it's fucking nuts, dude. It's like, I can't believe that this is what they've converted our music into. And look, a lot of these albums with these pop stars, they're covering one of their eyes, like resembling the all-seeing eye. It's creepy, bro. Like, it just, and if you try to tell this shit to anybody, they think you're fucking nuts. They're like, dude, you're fucking crazy. What do you've been smoking way too much weed. But the reality is just like, I'm just putting one and one together, dude. I mean,
please go ahead and respond to this. You know what you guys think of it. If we're fucking nuts, or if Hector is nuts, or what. But I'm curious because, yeah, it's another different perspective that people do see, and it is out there. To the common people, they don't see it. Regular people, they just don't. But I don't know. Think about it.
yeah,
Let us know what you guys think.
And I guess I might have gotten a little deep in there, but I point that out because I want everyone to know that we're playing rock en español. However, on the surface, people think it's just music. But be aware that it's fucking power that you're wielding when you're up on stage. And if you can really mold your craft, you're a force to be reckoned with, man. And I hope the devil never comes knocking in your dreams, because it's some fucking creepy ass shit. But I just wanted to bring that up and see what everyone else thought about that stuff, see if they had heard about that. And I think that with that, we're going to go ahead and leave everyone. Anything else you wanted to say, Christian, before we take off here?
Well, I've been getting a lot of love, people on Facebook wishing me well. And hopefully once this is up, everything will be okay from surgery. Looking forward to the future. Looking forward to finishing my documentary with this amazing group of people that I'm involved with. Just keep rocking and rolling, man.
When do you think you have like a date for release or year?
I think it's going to go ahead and take I say at least 2 years, before it's out there. To the people that are listening to, if from outside of California, if you have any input how the scene started in your area, please email me. Email me, let me know. Send me a message on Facebook, and let's just, I would love to hear from it. And to some of the people that want to contribute to this, feel free. I mean, anything. We could use CF cards, SD cards, whatever you want to provide us with.
Got to put up a little donation button up on IntoRock.com so people can donate any charitable amounts of money from 50 cents to whatever they'd like through PayPal, man, because this is all being financed basically by Christian. So it's really an independent film, like full on independent. It's awesome to be able to see this stuff, coming to life, and hearing a lot of these artists kind of tell their story. And I think it's going to be an amazing film once people really, really hear what has been happening to these artists and what's been happening with the scene. And I think it answers a lot of questions that even I had too, man. So it's so far it's some really touching stuff.
We say goodbye for now, and we'll be in touch later.
Next time we speak to Christian, he will be out of his operation. Wish you the best of luck, my friend, and I'll see you in just a little bit then.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Rock and roll.